I'm so confident that this trade is going to hit take profit that I'm going to teach you exactly why I'm inside of this trade, and then we're going to watch it hit my take profit together. So we're right now on the 1 minute time frame and we're longing NASDAQ 100. But let me jump over to my trading view to show you exactly why I'm in this trade in the first place. So first and foremost, we come over to our trading view and we have to analyze where we are in terms of our higher time frame structure. So coming up to the hourly time frame, what we can see is that price is relatively bullish. We're creating a series of higher highs and higher lows, indicating that we are looking to push to the upside. Therefore, as they always say, you want to make sure that you're following the trend and you're not going against it, because the trend is always your friend. So now that we understand that, what we can now do is drop down to the 15-minute time frame and really start to understand where we are in terms of our structure and what price is telling us. So previously we had this nice sweep of liquidity in the previous day, and then from there we've now been creating a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. So now that we understand that we are bullish, after a higher high, our next anticipation is that we get a higher low and then a continuation higher. So for that, if we go back up to the hourly time frame, what we can now see is that we've left this extremely nice fair value gap, and that is where we can expect price to pull back into to close out this inefficiency, and then from there we can see higher prices. Also, that is our anticipation. So now that we've got the anticipation of where we want price to go and where we want price to come into, we can now drop down to the 1 minute time frame, and this is where we're actually going to wait for price to actually come into our fair value gap, and then we can start to look for an entry. So as price is moving along, we're not doing anything, we're simply just sat on our hands until price comes and actually taps into that hourly fair value gap. So now that we've pushed and we've tapped into this 1 hour fair value gap, our next step is to identify what the 1 minute time frame is actually telling us. So we can see that we had this nice momentum candle pushing into that hourly fair value gap. What did we leave? We left this massive fair value gap. And what happens to this massive fair value gap? Well, first, if we mark it out, what we can see is that price absolutely just disrespects it, right? Instead of respecting it as we would expect and then coming down lower from there, price has just blasted straight through it. Now, if you guys don't understand the difference between a fair value gap and an inverse fair value gap, go and watch the other videos on my channel, and what you'll see is that I explain exactly what an inverse fair value gap is and how you can utilize it in your day-to-day trading. So right here, price has turned this fair value gap into an inverse fair value gap. It has now been disrespected. So what we can now see is that we've now left another fair value gap which disrespected this bearish fair value gap. So now our order flow has turned from bearish to bullish. And now this is all I needed to see in order for me to get into an entry. So I took my entry right here at the open of that fair value gap with my stops just below that low. And we're simply targeting a 1 to 2.5, I believe, which is just up here, taking out all of these highs that we've collected just above right here. So that is nice and simple. That's the entry. That is why we've taken it. And as you can see, price has come in, given us a nice tap. And now at the moment, we're simply just floating in a little bit of drawdown. So we do have news coming in at 1:30 p.m., which is literally in a couple of minutes. So I do anticipate price to give us a nice bullish reaction to the news, and we should push straight to our take profit. So let's go back and take a look at our trade. So we're literally a few seconds away from news incoming. We're $800 up, and I do anticipate a bullish reaction to the news, and it should hit our take profit. And that is it. Nice and simple. That's $2,485 banked on this trade. Like I said to you, I knew that this trade was going to hit take profit. Now, nothing is ever certain in the markets, but I knew this is what was going to happen. Let me go ahead and show you guys the performance that I've had over this past month. So as you can see, we started off relatively slow. I was in Miami, so I wasn't really paying attention. But last week and this week, we've absolutely just smoked the markets, and I think the overall total is, there we go, $5,536 just for this month alone. And that's not trading every single day, that's just making sure that I'm taking higher quality trades. As you can see, my win rate is sitting at 59%, and my average risk to reward is 1 to 1.5. So it's nice and simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and gained some knowledge on exactly why I executed this position and how I was able to make $2,485. If you guys are struggling with your trading, then don't forget to click that link down in the description and let me help you become a better trader in 2025. But on that note, I hope you guys have a great trading week. I'll catch you guys in the next video.